As we come together today, as we did 15 years ago, we honor Sam Vopentest. Sam was honored for his tenacity, his skills, his selfless commitment to this community, Hanford, and especially Hammer. Today we have our inaugural international class using this new building. Students from the Republic of Moldova and Ukraine. Would they please stand?
It's a pleasure to be here at the Hammer facility celebrating 15 years of service to the Department of Energy complex. DOE is proud to claim the Hammer facility as the premier federal training center, and it's thanks to the folks that run this facility, Karen's leadership, Frank's leadership, and more importantly, the trainers, the worker trainers that provide the training to the folks that use this facility. There's over 600,000 student days of training for workers and emergency responders have been provided by this outstanding national asset. And through the 15 years of service Hammer has done to the nation and Hanford as a whole, its focus has been on hands-on training. And I've lived through the props, if you will, in Fire Ops 101, and doesn't get more hands-on than that. I was in buildings that were well over 300, 400 degrees, and you really learn about the equipment you're using and how to protect yourself and your fellow workers.
18 years ago, almost to this day, when a small group of us went to Washington, D.C. to meet with Assistant Secretary Tom Grumbly at the request of Hazel O'Leary, Secretary Hazel O'Leary.
Hammer is here, I think, because of the combination of really bad events, good people, and perseverance. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I got the dreaded phone call that one of your colleagues, one of your brothers, had been severely scalded in a trench here on the site. He had third-degree burns. The steam had actually done the scalding, and he had been transported to Seattle, where he was not expected to live. I got on an airplane, went out to the Seattle hospital, got there in time to see him, see his family, see his wife, and was on my way to this site for the first time when I got the news that he had passed away. We got word that one of our workers, another brother of yours, had been seriously contaminated because he had kind of gone outside of established procedures, and we can laugh about it now, but it didn't seem so funny then, had actually dropped a rock on a rope down into one of those waste tanks and had managed to contaminate not only himself, but lots of other things. Now, persistence. It's easy to be persistent when your concept is simple and compelling and understandable. Workers training workers in pursuit of a common objective, which we've heard over and over again today, but which is really true, and that is to get all of you home every day of your careers in good shape. So, you know, if you look around here, this place has really matured. I mean, we have the Department of State, the Department of Transportation, innumerable other things working together. I mean, this is really a solid operation now. And it's matured.
And the staff here have made a reputation of incredible safety. The Hanford site in general has actually expanded its safety capability extensively since some of those early bad years that Tom talked about, where we've become known as the model across the entire DOE complex for safety. And that is really because of the engine that we have here with Hammer, the Hammer facility, and the Hammer staff.
And I think this building is proof once again that U.S. government agencies can work together to get things done that contributes to the security of America as well as our friends and allies overseas. So the more that customs and border officials from countries all around the world I think are trained right here at Hammer, the same way we train our border and protection officials, the safer we as Americans are in this 21st century, and the safer our friends and allies are as well. We push our borders out. We're all in this together.
So the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory has enjoyed over 15 years of working with the Department of State, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Energy's National Nuclear Security Administration, who sponsor us to train foreign frontline officers to effectively deter, detect, and interdict the illicit trafficking of materials that could be used in a weapon of mass destruction. To date, we have trained border enforcement, military, and law enforcement personnel from 67 countries at Hammer.
Hammer sits on land ceded by the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation, Nez Perce Tribe, and the Yakima Indian Nation. 15 years ago, 3 powerful tribal leaders came together to help Hammer get built. Bill Burke, J. Herman Rubin, and Russell Jim. Today, we still have Bill Burke, Russell Jim, and Herman Rubin's protege, Gabe Bonney.
The treaty that we made in 1855 is still as good today as it is then, as it was then. The foresight of the signatories to the treaty, to me, is amazing. They spoke no English, and yet could foresee many of the problems that were coming, that they helped preserve and protect through our language and our culture. The culture is very important yet today. It is still alive and well. And I'm hoping that you understand that the culture, like Sam Voelpen test, has withstood the test of time. But I thank you very much for allowing us to participate, for the tribes to develop a subcommittee from Hammer in order to continue to remind everyone our special concerns, to uphold that contract with the United States of America that was developed in 1855.
Without a question, our president of the AFL-CIO, Rich Trumka, stated on occasion, so as previous president John Sweeney, that this is the most important partnership of labor and management in the country. And it's true because of the results that we've seen come out of this partnership. And labor has been involved with Hammer for every day of the 15 years from its conception. Whether it's the pursuit of funding, that we will be a partnership on Capitol Hill to make sure the facility is still able to grow and go forward, to the planning and the workers' demands that this place was designed to meet, and its initial construction, which was also done on time and within budget. And through the 15 years of its operation, this campus, the maintenance of it, it looks brand new. I wish my house looked this good after 15 years. I tell you, it's a phenomenal job because the people here are committed to first-class training, and that's what they do.
Our programs bring our guests from Ukraine and Moldova, now my friends from Ukraine and Moldova, and 67 other countries that we've brought here. So we benefit from this great building that we hope will have many, many other uses for Hammer and for the Pacific Northwest National Lab as well. This building, the classroom building, the port of entry that have been built here are the direct result of dedication and commitment by a lot of people, but 3 people in particular. From our State Department, Pat O'Brien and Paul Van Son, the father of this program, Dr. Bill Cliff, he gave birth to this program, he nurtured the program, and he grew it into a very, very successful program.